I'm Corwyn.
And I'm James.
And I'm Chelsea.
And thank you for listening to This Movie's Gay. You know, I fucked it up.
It was fine, Corwyn. Now it's no longer F-ups. It's just, that's the show.
It's character.
Yeah. After 93, we can do whatever we want.
Really, though, we can do anything.
Have you listened back to the first episode at all recently?
No,
Man,
not at all.
We sound like such children. We're
I
little
mean,
babies.
We're still little babies. Let's be real.
We're 30-year-old babies.
Babyface club over here.
Babyface gang for life.
Babyface gang for life. Look at Corey being a professional. Thanks, Vicky. I try my best.
Vicky, please go back and listen to the first episode and listen to it, 1,000 times. Then we'll make $10.
No, don't do that, Vicky.
Please.
I mean, you can if you want, but
download it 1,000 times.
Don't.
That's $5 for each of us, Corwyn.
She said, I want to go back and listen to the first episode now.
Yeah, that's what I'm reacting to that. I have chat up.
Wow, James has chat up for this is really episode 93. James has chat up, y'all.
Remember, I'm a champion of chat because they champion
me. No,
we talked about this like
I guess you pretend to be, but
no,
you're like, nah, I'm gonna ignore chat.
Maybe 5 episodes ago.
But now that they agree with you on potato salad on a hot dog bun,
hell yeah,
and other things, you're a champion for them. I got it.
Now that I know they like me and they don't despise me, if I ever hear someone out and about, they're like, oh yeah, I'm listening to This Movie's Gay, I will cautiously come up to them and be like, oh, I listen to that as well. Do you at least...
What do you think about James?
Well, no, I will say, do you at least tolerate both hosts? And if they say like bare minimum tolerate, I'll say, hey, I'm James. You probably already know that because I talk the same as I do in real life.
I mean, they also, assuming they've been listening, they could if they're ever curious, check out our Instagram or Twitter and see your face, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're James."
Both of you, do you listen to podcasts regularly?
Vicky said James is I do not. Vicky said James is the favorite. The lie that she's telling me right now. She literally always says, "Cora, I love you the most." So
maybe on your streams when it's solo. How many episodes do you get into a podcast before you look up what they look like?
Chelsea, got it.
It depends. Sometimes I just have a picture of them in my head, and then when I actually see what they look like, the effect is ruined. But yeah, maybe 5 to 10 episodes in, I'll get curious and go look.
Okay. I'm generally, it's once I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep listening to this podcast, I look at their generally, also I look at their Instagrams immediately, and if they're posting pictures, they're not like a secret Ranger fan from Ranger Command Power Hour, I'll see their face and say, that's cool.
I mean, I've listened to Nicole Byer's podcast, and...
Which one?
Why Won't You Date Me?
Okay, she has 5.
Yeah, and I know what she looks like, so the question's still irrelevant for me.
Well, yeah, because of Nailed It and her many UCB comedy performances.
She's amazing. We love her. Vicky said she's never listened to a podcast where she didn't know what the host looked like prior to listening.
Oh, dang. That's pretty nuts.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, because it depends on the podcast you're listening to. Like I said, if you're listening to one of Nicole Byer's podcast, you obviously are going to know who she is beforehand. If
now that the stars are in this indie punk rock genre medium, of course you're going to know what they look like.
Or you're listening to any of the drag podcasts, you're probably going to know who the queens are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are there any queens that are like Deadmau5 who always cover their face? Like with a helmet or something?
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but my roommate might know someone. I don't know.
That's probably the person I would gravitate towards most because it's weird.
I mean, there are queens that do full prosthetics marks and things on their faces.
Oh, dang.
But it's not like it's the same, helmet every time.
I want to see a queen do like Buckethead. That's what I want.
Have you seen Dragula?
I have not.
I think that drag might interest you.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's also a little queasy, so like it's a little gory and things.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is it hosted by Rob Zombie?
No, it is not hosted by Rob Zombie. It's hosted by the Boulet brothers.
Dragula. That's probably not the melody of that song at all. If there is
I don't
one.
think so. James, did you have anything to talk about?
Yes.
Besides
I do, Corwyn.
Champion of Chat.
For the first time in over a year, I went outside for a non-essential trip.
Oh, nice. What'd you do?
I went downtown because Nicole's parents were in town. We went on a weird Chicago tour. It was good, but we were also downtown for the 5 hours leading up to it. And it's nuts downtown. Like,
great.
People, as far as the eye can see, you are not really that much, but it's booming. It's crazy, as if an event were happening, especially the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk was afraid I'd be getting pushed in, but I did not get pushed in.
Wow.
And then we went
that gives me anxiety thinking about.
Oh, yeah. When there were too many people in the crowd and I had to walk past people, quickly put my mask on. And then we went to Galloping Ghost, the arcade in Brookfield, Illinois, that Nicole and I like going to. They have this entire like building. They just keep taking other businesses that were there and just like, oh, we're gonna take this spot now. And it's just jam packed full of arcade cabinets. But that place, no windows open, so I was masked up, even though I am vaxxed up.
I guess we haven't talked since my birthday, and that was before I was fully inoculated. Since then, I went to a really, really dear friend's anniversary party, and then I went to a cookout just down the street the other day. So I've been outside a couple times now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Chelsea?
I have to go outside to go to work. So I've been going outside on a regular basis since April.
And then we snuggled and watched Netflix, right, Corwyn? Oh my God. If only, Hit People Guy, if only.
April of this year or last year?
Oh, this year.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my office is just kind of like, yeah, we're paying a lease, so somebody needs to be here. So Everybody come back into the office. Yeah, Isn't it great?
You should have said hey, how about this? Were we working well not without an office? Forget the lease. Quit paying it.
Yeah.
Well, that would require breaking the lease, I think. And so it's money and stuff, I think.
Yeah, it's a thing,
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't want to get into it, but it's a thing you can do. And there's a bunch of things involved, relationships and all, and you want to maintain that, and then the goodwill between you and your clients who want to know are you still working even though you're at home? And I'm like, yes, I am working.
Those clients should also be working from home, so they should know that you're also working from home.
Yeah, no, apparently, because my sister says a lawyer is an adult for an adult. So
that's true.
Yeah. So it's they need to make sure the adult is working at all times and is actually doing something to help them. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's my job. I'm an adult for an adult.
Anytime I need an adult, I message Chelsea. I'm like, hey, can I get an adult? Thank you. I need an adult.
It's Chelsea. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. I'm the oldest sibling, so I was born for this role. I'm always the adult. I'm the one who talks to the Lush employees at the store. My sister's standing behind me because they freak her out just a little bit. But when it's time to put on the lotion or something, and this is when they were allowed to touch you before everything happened. But yeah, they would be they would rub it on your hands, and then my sister would kind of pop up behind my shoulder, and she'd be like, hey. And then the employee's like, do you want some too? And she's like, yeah, I do. And she's like, I don't want to talk to anybody, but I still want to be included. And I'm like, okay, all right, just come follow me.
I mean, you do the best you can, and you do it well.
Oh, yeah.
When I need an adult, I pray to the Lord above.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar, James.
I pray to Anton LaVey, that coward of a man. No one knows who Anton LaVey is.
Nope.
Or why he would be a coward.
Nope.
A leader of the Church of Satan, and then when he died on his deathbed, he quickly repented for all his sins just in case. And it's like, okay, dude, come on.
Okay.
What an asshat.
Yeah, I guess we're caught up. We could talk about the movie. Chat said, Hey People Guys said, that's no fun in regards to having to come back to the office. Our company's been waffling on when to get back in, and I'm lucky enough that I can pretty much work remote as much as I want to. Having my boss 2,000 miles away helps. You stay remote as long as you can, Hit People Guy.
Yeah.
That way you're not hitting people, you know? We need you to stay remote. You can't go to jail for hitting people. I was in college and on campus, so I've been outside since August, but mass social distancing and regular testing were a thing. What's it like talking to people? I didn't have social skills before the pandemic, so I definitely don't have them now. Vicky, you have social skills. Everyone loves you. You're literally talking right now.
Yeah.
You're on the stream.
You're on the stream.
You're part
People
of the
are hearing
podcast.
you.
I'm not
You're
editing
part of
this
the
out.
Podcast. Literally not editing it.
Sometimes when Corwyn just throws to the chat and reads a quick sentence, I'll edit that out because it disrupts the flow. But this is adding to the podcast.
James likes to censor me.
No, oh my God. If anyone censors in this podcast, it's always co-host censoring me.
Is it?
Yes. Because
I don't have final edit. I don't have
I mean,
that.
like, during
You
the
got
podcast, you say, like,
During-
James,
well-
shut the fuck up before I smack you with my
James.
ring side of the finger.
I'm not wearing rings today.
Yeah,
You're fine.
because you're not in studio.
So are you implying that I will wear a heavy ring when I go in studio just for the threat?
With a big diamond, a real diamond. Corwyn loves purchasing blood diamonds.
I'm gonna consult my lawyer in my answer to this one. No comment. No comment.
But yeah, let's get to this movie because it's fucking great.
Oh, it's a great movie. I'm so excited that you didn't complain that it's 2 hours. This week on This Movie's Gay, we watched I Care a Lot. And it's very fitting that Chelsea is our guest this week because it did have a lot of lawyer things, I guess, in it. So that's fun. Chelsea, would you like to give us a synopsis?
Oh, you know it. I love giving synopsis or synopsi. Anyway.
It's whatever you want it to be, honestly. You're the adult here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So anyway, this movie is about a woman who's a guardian, appointed by like a court-appointed guardian for elderly people who can no longer take care of themselves. But this is all a big scheme because she works with a doctor who gives her like patients who are like, these people are driving me insane and they have a lot of money. You should put them away. And the doctor is willing to lie and say that they have like dementia and like trouble like communicating and they can't live by themselves. So that's where our person, Marla, comes in and kind of takes over their lives, goes to court for them, and then they have no voice, and then they wind up in a nursing home, and she's just spending all of their money or just kind of tucking it away for later, for safekeeping. And
for safekeeping. It's to pay her to care.
To care, yeah, because she cares a lot. She cares
a lot. And she ends up hooking this Cherry, and it turns out this woman had a fake identity and is actually connected to the Russian mafia.
Yeah. Yes, the Russian mafia.
And Tyrion Lannister is her son. I cannot think of his real name right now. But Tyrion Lannister.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is her son. And he is very upset by this. And because her identity is fake, she doesn't have him as, next of kin or anything to fight for her. So he doesn't play by the rules. And then she no longer plays by the rules. And we get this nice little hash out from both of them kidnapping each other. And then, unfortunately, the part that this movie fails at, I think, personally, is it falls into Bury Your Gaze. It literally murders her at the very end. She doesn't get away with being a criminal mastermind. But she does start like a giant corporation with
she deserves
Peter
this.
Dinklage's help. Yeah, but James, be gay, do crimes. She was just being gay and doing crimes.
He was doing what anybody else would do. This is America.
This is America, James.
Also, okay, so I was on a roller coaster of like, will this movie have a happy ending? And it does. Should I?
I don't think so.
The true happy. Would be the true ending. Like if you're playing a video game and you want the true happy ending, it would be the judge, the doctor does die, the two women who are running this thing, Dinklage, his associates, and the mom all getting murdered. That would be the true ending, that you're going through, you're getting all the side quests, you're doing a great job. That's the truth, because they truly make a corporation at the end. There is no time during this movie. Whenever you're like, you want to know what? Should I start? This movie made me root for individuals who use drug mules. Like that's this type of movie. I'm like, wow, man, I really want this person who is practicing legalized identity theft. I want that person to lose opposed to. I'm glad they didn't say what drugs, because if it was heroin, I'd be like, no, this person also needs to die. That's the word. A heroin dealer. If you see someone dealing heroin, you should be allowed to bash them in the mouth with a brick. That's my opinion. Lawyer here. Do with that as you will. Let's try and make that a rule. Like put that into law. So,
yeah, I'll write to my congressperson.
Yes, me over here. My word has no weight. But so
I actually wish that the movie ended with her finishing that interview. I wish that last minute and a half did not happen of her getting shot. I wanted them to go on into the world and just be terrible lesbians together. That's what I wanted.
That makes sense of.
Because why do you have
that's what
so many
corporations
movies
do.
with straight terrible people that get to live at the end? American Psycho. You have all these things where you've got these not anti-heroes. You've got these terrible people, doing terrible things.
Christian Bale is an anti-hero.
No. That's not what I meant. You've got these terrible people that have these stories, and you enjoy the ride, and they get off scot-free without any consequences. But when you put a lesbian in that situation, or a woman in that situation, you murder her.
I think like elder abuse.
I think it would have been more satisfying to let her live.
If it was anything besides elder abuse, I think I would have been fine.
It wasn't even really elder abuse.
Yes, this is. It is. It's permanently gaslighting an entire family and an individual, wiping them clean and saying like, "Hey, go rot and die alone in a retirement home."
Yeah, no, I'm with James on this one. Yeah, no,
yeah. But
it hit a real sore spot for me. Yeah, but I didn't want her to die at the end. Yeah,
I didn't want her to die.
Yeah, no. I didn't like the elder abuse at all.
She also, coming from the other side, she did put them in a very nice, home. They weren't allowed to see the children. But the only person that we had to see it all, that was, one of the relatives of that person, was that racist and misogynistic. I don't know if he said anything racist. I know he was misogynistic as hell.
Oh.
And That dude, that's the only one we saw. And then Peter Dinklage, who was playing a terrible person. So our only look into who the family members of these people are these, awful people. And the doctor, yeah, embellishes, but there's still like some semblance of something going on with most of them. Like the guy that died, that she used the room to replace Peter Dinklage's mother in, died from like a heart attack, and he was in a care home for it. And in the care home, we see that like they are caring for the residents. When that one old guy saw those dudes taser him, he got upset about it. And it's like, hey, he didn't try to escape. That would have been the time to get out. So like we can come to understand from those contexts that the situations that they're in aren't terrible situations.
But you're removing their agency. That's the issue. That's like
and that
saying,
sucks. That is a terrible thing.
Oh, hey guys, I am.
Also, you could also blame the state for doing that, because they had these emergency hearings without the patient being there, and she's gaming the system on that and removing their agency. But we have people. Britney Spears, who has her agency removed.
Yeah.
And it's really, really shitty. And that's a systemic problem. That's not something that Marla, the lead, did.
Yeah, that's why I also said the judge should have died. Also, I forgot one other.
The judge isn't doing anything wrong either. The judge thinks that he's helping people.
That's not what ICP thinks.
He's doing his job.
ICP, Insane Clown Posse, thinks hell is just jam-packed full of judges.
You're not
that
wrong.
Man was so nice. And the one when she was like, the assistant, you got this assistant that got fired, she was useless. And he's like, yeah, she's useless. He's a good man. He's a good man. And even the lawyer made fun of him for driving a Subaru. I think that man's a good man. He's trying his best. He is the facts that are put before him. And unfortunately, those facts are showing that these people aren't capable of taking care of themselves.
Corwyn's like this. He's like, yeah, you want to know what? North Korea puts journalists in jails, but they're white-collar jails. Like, they're very nice. It's not like they're being harmed in any way. They just can't talk to the public. You think Scientology's prisons are okay?
We only know that one person. The rest of them either don't have any families or anything, so she's putting them in a home with other people their age so that they socialize and things like that. We only know that one guy didn't get to see his mom, who, it's kind of weird that she was able to swoop in and get the mom from out from under him if he was so active in her life,
No, but in the same situation, how did they so quickly swoop in? We see how quickly and easy it is for her to swoop in and get a woman who is currently active. We see her day to day where she is like, holy shit, she can drive well. She's going to water aerobics. She is of sound mind. We see that. And then it's so easy for her to just swoop in, do this because they've rigged the system. They
also rigged the system for her. She had a fake identity.
Well, yeah, that's a separate
She was living
issue.
a lie, so they looked at the lie that she was living and got her on that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
the rest of the people, the only other one we see is that one guy whose mother was in a care home.
At the end of when it turns into a corporation, she has an unrealistic, obviously like CG'd wall of just thousands of people on this wall. Do you think all of them are?
I think putting it into getting to that point, you're not going to have that many. Well, the doctor's dead, so there's no one that's going to be embellishing these facts. So I think
you just hire a new doctor.
I don't think that most doctors are going to do that.
That's why you find a doctor who would.
Giant level, amount.
No. Remember when Dinklage was talking, he said, we are going to control every step of this. So I think even he said the medical and clinical stuff, they also will control. So as long as a patient is going to that hospital that is in their pockets, they'll be able to just say, oh, nope, we can pick this person easy said and done. Let's get them in our system.
So the thing is, they can't control the court. They can't control that. They also can't control.
Actually, you can.
all
Like,
of their,
you can pay out judges, but I don't think they need to.
They can't control all of their employees either. They're hiring people. They're a big corporation under a lens. So they can't have shady activity in all aspects of it, you know? So there are going to be people that are working there that are morally good.
Yeah.
That do think they're doing a good thing, and they do think they care, you know? So we can take, you know, just us, like if one of us worked at one of those facilities.
Like at a previous place we both worked at is, I think, in a kind of same situation where we were dealing with scummy people. Are we scummy?
We're dealing with scummy? No. But those people that are going into that job that she created are going to care about those old people.
But again, their agents, like, that's the issue here, is their agency has been removed. They should not be in this situation.
And do you know how many people's agencies are removed all the time, James?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. This is bad. This is all bad.
Yes, I know.
This a person who says this, I don't lose, I won't lose, I'm never letting you go, I own you, and I will drain you of your money, your comfort, and your self-respect. Not because I want to, not because I need to, just because. That's a villain. That's a Disney level villain we get here.
I mean, it was
villain, living her greatest life.
It was a great villain speech, but like also I was here for Jennifer Peterson choking the shit out of her after that.
Literally choking the shit out of her. And then she used the marks from her being choked to be like, oh, we need to transfer her to a heavier security system. And then being like, oh yeah, Peter, you can kill me. You can murder the shit out of me. You're never going to get her out. You're literally never going to get her ass out. She will be gone.
This was a dope movie, though.
It was good.
I have never been so pissed off at a movie I so loved.
It's so good. And don't get me wrong. I don't like the lead. I don't like her. I don't agree with her choices. I hate everything she's doing. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, she was, I guess, good at what she does. However, she contradicts herself, which makes me, I'm like, oh, wow, this person's so smarmy and so like, oh, things need to go my way. In her monologue, I rewatched the beginning because she says,
wow,
she said, these corporations, the rich people of the world, don't play by the rules. This is how it starts out. And then later on, she's like,
she becomes the rich corporation, doesn't play the rules.
Well, no, she says to what's-his-face, to Peter Dinklage, says, hey, you only won because your guys didn't play by the rules. And it's like, yeah, that's what you set that up as your whole thing.
She said in the beginning that they don't play by the rules. That's her. So the beginning, that voiceover is her doing that interview at the end.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. It was literally her journey from being, you know, the small time grifter and
scam artist, not grifter.
Scam artist, and taking people out of their entire house and home and everything
legally,
and redistributing that wealth to herself and her associates legally.
Like Robin Hood, but a law firm. I love it.
You could also think of it this way, you know, rich people. She's really only going after the wealthy ones.
Oh, true.
And who hoard their wealth? Old people. So she's taking that wealth out of there. She's like, hello, redistribution of wealth.
There's a difference between hoarding your wealth and making sure you can retire and have 20 years of money left.
I think that if she had the chance to take away some redacted CEOs' agencies and put them in a care facility, she absolutely would, without a doubt.
But then you want to not just do the CEO, you need to go for the entire corporation. That's what she should have been doing here. Is
not the entire corporation, because because you and I worked for a corporation and we're not bad people.
No, I mean, not like I'm saying the corporation, it's what the grift should have been is if like, hey, I want to start for it to be a real grift is to find a way to exploit something about a retirement home and make money off from that, not like just pretty much imprisoning people. It's this movie
we only
is so
saw
baffling.
one lady who was. We only saw the one lady. We don't know if everyone else is that level.
Oh, but I think we get clues.
We know that she pissed Marla off, and Marla made her, her life hell in there. But who's to say everyone else didn't have like a good old time with Marla and was like, oh, I actually really enjoy you.
But I think we get, because she has said like, oh, thousands of men have threatened me. She sprinkles in stuff, and the lawyer scene between her and I think his name was Eric, fucking great scene. But he like calls her out, and like she doesn't say, like, she's like, oh yeah, you've pinned me. I'm not going to admit to it, but I think for the most part, she is being smarmy.
Oh, 100% she's being smarmy, but not all of her victims are innocent. That woman had blood money.
Well, yeah, the one individual, and that's the one who ended up being the spider web, not the cherry.
How many of them are going to have blood money? We don't know.
I just want to pipe in and say that Jennifer could have been innocent of all this. This guy, Peter Dinklage's character, he just wanted to set his mother up, like money launder all of his like dirty stuff through her bank accounts. And he's like, spend whatever you want. And I feel like his actions are very justified, because if someone kidnapped my mommy, I would go on a rage too and do whatever I could to get her out. And yeah, no, it would not be pretty.
Hell yeah. Corwyn, thoughts?
No, it's true.
I plead the fifth here, because my mother will listen to this. I'm kidding. I would do whatever I could if my mother was in this situation.
Yeah,
James would shoot the mean lesbian. That's what he would do.
Oh, no, because that would make me go to jail.
Yeah, no, we don't want to go to jail. No, we want to send them to jail, not us.
Yeah. It's a really fucked up movie. It's so fucked up. And I don't like that I enjoyed it.
I do think anyone looking to make a slasher movie needs to watch this movie, because in those, you want to set up characters to be killed, so you don't want to end up enjoying them. You want you to be like, oh, wow, I can't wait for this character to die. At least in later slasher sequels is generally like that. But the fault that most do is just make them so obnoxious. These people are like true villains. I love
Fran, though. Fran was just doing research. She was just helping pack. She was doing all the legwork and all that stuff.
I have something on that. There was a gas leak in our apartment, and after 5 minutes, I was out for the day. I was like, I have a piercing headache. If I was there for at minimum an hour, because she had to rescue herself talk to Peter Dinklage, be driven there, then be drugged, thrown into a quarry, out of the quarry, walk to a gas station.
Well, we don't know the timetable on that of when she was attacked versus when Peter and Marla talked, because once she was like, it gave us the two sequences, so we don't know if they were happening at the same time.
Yeah. I looked at the star formation lined up. So I'm kidding. I looked at where the moon was in the zenith.
No, we just know it was night when she was talking, whenever Fran was there. So we know that it took however long for Marla to get out of the quarry water and stuff like that. My guess is that she was attacked sometime while Marla was, passed out, because like when Fran and her talked earlier in the day before Marla got kidnapped, Fran talked about swinging by, and that was still daylight, swinging by to pick up the passports. And then she was at the house getting the passports when she was attacked, and that was nighttime. And that's whenever they pulled whenever it showed Marla in the quarry with Peter
Hmm.
Dinklage, it was nighttime. So I'm thinking because they wanted to do that whole sequence with Marla together, that they showed what happened to Fran like beforehand.
Only if we had a chemist in chat to say like how, in order to make the explosion that happened, also how'd the explosion happen? I don't know what like
Yeah, I was like,
triggered it.
what? Why did it why did it explode?
How, because one of the, even though it was downstairs, there was technically a window open. So how long would a stove need to be on in order for it to cause that big of an explosion?
Yeah, we just know that she consumed a lot of gas. I thought she was dead the first time I saw
Yeah.
this, and I was like, no, not Fran. I mean, she's not great, but she's not, I'm not blaming her for anything. She's just going along with what, the love of her life wants. So that's where I was on Fran. Also, putting the tooth in the milk, I was very confused by that. And
Were you
having a
not?
dentist on call in the middle of the night to put her tooth back in? What?
Oh, yeah. Did you not know like the tooth and the milk thing that they not teach you that in elementary school?
No.
Oh yeah, no, they told us we had like a school nurse, but not really, but she just came around and she's like talking about dental hygiene and she says if like you ever lose a tooth, put it in milk and then take it to the dentist and they can put it back in your mouth. And I was like 8 years old and I'm like, okay, lady, I don't believe you, but I don't know. But yeah, no, I think the dentist, she might have just gotten there super early at like 6 o'clock in the morning because dentists, like, their offices open at 7.
Yeah.
So she could have been the first patient in. Who knows?
She was just like chilling there with her little like suit, her little like unbuttoned, like just like
It was a nice outfit.
it was
I
a
think
nice
it,
outfit. She was just
yeah,
waiting
yeah,
and
no,
waiting, and then you see the lights come up, and you're like, wow, she's just waiting on that dentist. And then
yeah,
they just
no.
pour out the rest of the milk that she had apparently been drinking, I guess, because there wasn't a lot of milk left. Which, yeah. um, so, that was a fun moment. I'm glad. The more you know. I didn't know. If I ever lose a tooth, I'm gonna put it in some milk, bring it to the dentist.
Yeah, the dentist might go, we got like implants we can put in your mouth. You didn't have to save this. Just take the milk jug away and just throw it in the trash.
But I want my tooth. I don't care that it has a cavity. I want it back.
Man, that'd be so easy to fill if it's just like out in your hand. Just get a vice,
Yeah, no.
push it in a little. Corwyn, you're a
Push it in a
dentist.
little.
On a vice, push it like.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about pushing the tooth in and a little. I'm
No.
like, teeth don't do that, James.
Yeah, you do. Aren't your gums like Play-Doh?
No. James! Go to a doctor!
I actually can. I'm insured now
Ooh,
by the state.
amazing. Yeah. Did you have any moments, Chelsea?
Just when they were like at the very beginning, they like were like putting together like Jennifer's like cherry profile, and they said like she had never been married, never had kids. She had 3 savings accounts with like high yield interest, and there was going on and on about her house and her car. And I was like, man, I want to be Jennifer when I grow up. She was just driving herself in her nice car to like do water aerobics or whatever. She was getting ready to sit down and do puzzle, maybe. I don't know, but
See,
that
that's why
was
if you're that old and you've got that much money, you need to hire an assistant or something to help take care of you so that you don't end up in this situation because they'd be showing up. And also the other thing, I don't think those like whenever Marla showed up and she was like, "Oh, the cops will take you," and she like showed the cops in the background. I don't think those cops would have taken her. I think they were just there, and she was just like, "Oh no, the cops are right there." It's like, nah.
yeah.
I'd be like
No,
closing my door. Where's the warrant? Goodbye.
yeah. No, the thing about the cops, I'm like, she didn't break any laws and she's not actively harming anybody. So there's no reason that they would take her away unless she was like clawing up the walls and like climbing like outside or something and going on the roof and screaming. But yeah, no, I don't think that would have happened. Like she wouldn't have been
Yeah.
taken away by police.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Maybe the police were on her payroll.
Yeah.
I think they were just happened to, I think she was just like, I think they just happened to be there.
Yeah. And she's
Because
like,
because we know that Fran sort of has a connection with the police. So I think
Oh,
Fran might have
yeah.
been like, "Hey, can you just like hang out over here?" I don't think they would have actually taken her. That was my little theory there.
yeah, the little like court papers or whatever, they scare people, but then you get the police who stand across the street. You're like, oh, this is serious. I need to do whatever the strange lady says.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you don't. No,
And that is the gamble that she takes every time. And she just walks on through and does it. All about the confidence. The movie definitely would have been bad if it was like, if she was doing this to like a good person.
Here's the thing.
We all would have been like, oh my God.
I am still the firm opinion that Jennifer Peterson is a good person or whatever, because her son was doing all of that mafia stuff, not her. He was just taking
He
care
raised
of her.
him.
So
You only have so much control over what your child turns out to be. So yeah, no, she could have been like Mother of the Year, dinner on the table every night, and he could still go on to be a little like monster hellion and fuck shit up. So yeah, but at least he was just paying her back. He's like, you just watch over my money. Don't spend it all in one place, like at Michael's, like pipe cleaners or something.
She's gonna buy millions of dollars worth of pipe cleaners.
Yeah, just don't spend it there. Just hide the money and go hard. Yeah,
No, I think for her to accept what he does and who he is, and to even use try to use that against Marla and be like, you fucked up. I don't think those are the actions of someone that has led a good life.
I mean, she was also drugged out when she was having that conversation.
Yeah. Also, she wanted her phone. She may have wanted to make a phone call, but also I am all for letting people have their phones, because she could have wanted to play Candy Crush or just anything.
Yeah.
If you took away my phone and put me...
They had what, Mortal Kombat or something? They had something
it looked
they
like
were playing.
Tekken or something. Yeah.
No, that involves you socializing with people. If I'm in a room with a bunch of people I don't know and they're giving me weird vibes because they're all drugged out, I'm gonna be in the corner on my phone playing Candy Crush. She could not do that, so she lost her mind. It's all would have been a-okay if they just let her have her phone, turn off cellular data or whatever it is to make a call and just have Wi-Fi going so she can play her games.
And this is where I go into the I don't think, because if that was the situation, if you are put in that situation, what are you gonna do? What is your step to get out of there? My step would to be befriend those nurses. I would be their favorite person. I would be their absolute favorite person. You think I'm going to be able to get a phone? Yeah, I will. I'm going to be able to get a call.
All you have to say is can I just play a round of Candy Crush on your phone? I've missed the game so much. And you could have 15 minutes of phone time each day.
And then send a quick old text and be like, hey, I need you to get me out of here. Or this is what's going on, or blah, blah, blah. Or this guy is my lawyer. Just anything.
Yeah.
But I would have befriended those nurses. They would have been my best friend. They would have loved me. Make them gifts. You would crochet them a scarf. I know you would.
Not crochet. I would knit
You would
them
knit them a scarf. I know you would. Assuming they let you have knitting needles instead of a crochet hook.
Oh, they better let me have knitting needles. If I'm in a place where I'm just taken against my will, just give me some knitting needles and some yarn and an iPad or something so I can watch TV and feed me regularly, and I am good. Okay. I just probably gave like a kidnapper an idea of like, this is how to keep Chelsea like preoccupied before she snatch her.
Give her
So,
some yarn and some knitting needles and an iPad, and she'll be fine.
and food. Don't forget that.
Gotta
Yeah,
have
no.
snacks.
Snacks. Yes.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, I don't snack anymore, Corwyn. I'm on a month-long diet. I'm already down a quarter of an inch around the waist. Corwyn, are you still there?
I'm still here. I don't know. I don't want to say, yay, good job, James, because I think you're fine. I don't think you need to go on a
Well, this is
month-long diet.
one, I don't feel confident in my body. That's on me. But two, I don't need to buy new clothes if I keep trimming back down into where the underwear that I wore in high school is.
You should get new underwear, though.
I do have new underwear. Some of it is from high school, but we've already had this conversation. The new underwear I bought, it doesn't fit everywhere down there.
All right. Well,
What's up?
that's fun. James, did you have any other thoughts about this movie?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Peter Dinklage was a madman when he just dropped the eclair. I was so pissed at him. Again, I am on a diet. I saw
love
him do that.
On that note, I love that at the end, whenever they like teamed up, that like they were doing the diamonds, and then like he pulls out a tray of eclairs and is like, "Give her one." I was like, perfect.
That's called a
I love his
Chekhov's
toxic
eclair.
friendship.
Then it was just to warm up after falling into the quarry. She put her face on the hot dog corral, and I was like, "Ugh! Please fast forward. There needs to be like a skip intro, just like skip person with grease on them button for me."
There's not grease on those normally.
Oh,
It was the outside, James.
yeah. Monsters are the people, and this was pre-pandemic. They're not
worked
wiping
at
that
a
down.
store like that, James. We did wipe those down all the time.
That dude barely gave a shit about his job. Also, he's a night shift dude. That's gross. That's greasy. Also, just the heat from food, especially greasy food. I don't even want that around me. Like
It's not the food though. It's the rollers. The rollers are fucking hot.
yes, but that makes the food hot. And it's
Yeah,
still
but we don't even know if food was in there.
like when you have a bag of French fries or even like a pizza box. When I would get pizza back when I lived in Muskegon and Nicole was driving, I would be like, oh, I can feel the like heat from greasy pizza on my panted legs. I'm like, ugh.
That's just a you thing, James.
Yeah, I know.
That's just a you thing.
Yeah, I got warmth and food. Like that's how I would feel it.
Yeah, that feels good. It's
No.
a good feeling. Yes, let me hold the pizza in my lap. My lap is cold.
No. I will not reveal. There were people at our home, and I forgot because Nicole has lived with me so long. I think Nicole also uses silverware for foods that she might not have used silverware in the past. Chelsea, I don't know if you know this about me. I eat everything with utensils. From chips to Cheez-Its to peanut butter and jellies, I don't touch this stuff. And I went to like close a cheese bag because we were eating tacos, and the cheese bag was greasy, and I was like, oh no! After getting seconds, they touched the cheese bag and didn't wash their hands. No, so yeah, guys, eat everything with utensils.
Why? You open the cheese bag and you sprinkle it out.
Wait, no, but they still have to open the cheese bag. After going in for seconds, it was like tacos and nachos, so their hands were greasy. They opened that cheese bag, and then the cheese bag itself was greasy. So then I had to wipe down the
terrible.
cheese bag.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
no.
You wash your hands before you get more things.
And if you don't even use your hands, you don't need to wash your hands, but still wash your hands because the world is unclean.
You still need to wash your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good. This movie rips.
I'm glad I came in specifically with this, knowing that you would hate Marla. And then I was like, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to defend her actions.
Wow, you are a monster.
Hey, in my head, my sincere belief is that she she is doing this to the homophobes and the racists and the terrible people. That is what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm going to continue thinking. You will not take that from me.
All right, fingers crossed that's
because
her
the type
motive.
Of people,
but once you become a corporation,
in,
you can't do that.
The type of people that are attacking her and threatening her and stuff, she talks about them always threatening and all that. Like, you know, a good rational person, if she becomes her guardian, they're gonna go to her like, hey, like reasonable, like, you know, under this is so crazy this happened and the court appointed you. They're not gonna be like, this bitch.
Well, no. Well, if you look at the lawyer was cool and calm, and then Peter Dinklage, after being gaslit all the time.
The lawyer was he's a shark. He can't. First of all, he's a shark. He's not anything to do with her or related to her.
Cool.
I'm talking about if someone was like their next of kin and they went into her and they were like, "Hi, Miss Grayson. I don't understand what really happened, but I am so sorry that this has been put on your plate. I love my mother. I just really would like to see her, you know, blah, 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 like calm and collected. That'd be, you know, a different story, especially with that judge. But the problem with the people that we saw doing that, we had the lawyer that didn't have a retainer for her, wasn't related at all. And the one that was her son was not very nice or calm or collected.
But if you're calm and collective and you go all these routes trying to get it, and this scam artist is constantly blocking you at every moment.
I don't think anyone went to her. I know that dude definitely didn't. He went to court.
Yes, that's the proper things. If this is a court, also she should not be getting
she's
paid.
The guardian.
Yes, she's a court-appointed guardian.
Yeah.
And also, she should be getting paid by the state. She should not be getting paid out of pocket. That was one of my other notes. That it is court appointed, because then that allows this corruption to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if you say disagree with this monster,
that's not what allows the corruption to happen. There are many levels to that corruption, and part of it is on the state.
I'll rephrase that. That's where scam artists are like, oh, I can get into this business and scam.
The scariest thing about that is the funeral home. The nursing home dude being like, you're not the only game in town. Yeah. Now that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That sucks all around. They're all bad people.
They're bad. Take care of your old people.
Yeah.
Don't let Marla Grayson hat into them.
Yeah, no. America treats their old people like shit. So, like, really, really, your loved ones, take care of them. Give them a call.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, if they suck, don't talk to them. Don't waste your energy. But yeah, no. If they're nice to you, you know, reach out. Take care of them. Yeah.
That's the moral of this episode today. Take care of your old people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are my final thoughts. I didn't really have anything else to add. I enjoyed the movie. I'm mad that they killed her at the end just because, you know, they don't do that in other movies.
Scarface? I don't remember how Scarface... Yes, he dies in the end of that movie. Scarface!
That's one example. There are also plenty of examples where the person who's terrible doesn't die. But, you know...
The Brood.
It's just a bad look when this is the first real big movie, where you've got a queer character being terrible and doing all of this, and they get through all the way to the end and they die in the last minute. That's the bad look. Especially when they're killed by someone who was calling her a bitch and being a misogynist. And wearing a red hat and being...
Was he? I thought it just had an American flag on it.
It might have just had an American flag, but it...
Oh, so I can't just have an American flag? The friggin' racists and the goddamn MRA and the QAnon have taken the American flag from us? Well, let's take it back, Corwyn. I want to swing around the goddamn
James, shut the fuck up.
Spangled Banner. I want to eat a popsicle with red, white, and blue without looking like I'm a Republican.
Well, wear a mask.
I'm just, that would be a very funny TikTok, is me with a mask just mashing a red, white, and blue rocket pop onto my mask. I'm like, guys, I'm not a Republican, I swear.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm done. This movie was dope.
This is the most we've talked about a movie in a while. Thank you for being here, Chelsea. Any other thoughts from you?
No, other than take care of your old people.
Take care of your old people. Be gay, do crimes.
Be gay, do crimes, and don't shoot people. No more
Don't
guns.
shoot people.
Wait.
Yeah, no, you'll go to jail.
Corwyn, I just realized Scarface was gay. I forgot that. And the woman from The Brood also. And the doctor from The Brood as well.
James, everyone's gay. Everyone's
yeah,
gay. It's been established.
You are correct.
Everyone is gay. Thank you. Thank you, Chelsea. Love you so much. Do you have anything that you want to plug? Don't think so, but
no.
I want to ask you.
Yeah, no, just bring me back.
Okay, I will. I absolutely 100% will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching this movie. Thanks for talking about it. Thanks for giving us your thoughts. And if you are on Twitter or Instagram, follow us at This Movie's Gay. Follow me at Corwinning. Follow me on Twitch here at Corwinning. Twitch.tv/Corwinning. Also follow my theater company stuff, Sawbucks Theater Collective. And those are my plugs. Thank you.
Hey,
James.
guys. Please tell a friend about This Movie's Gay. If you think they'll enjoy it, if you think they'll like the movies we watch, the discussions we have, let them know. I'm trying to get us more friggin' listeners than we already have. So please tell them. Also, if you'd like to support the network the easiest way and get bonus content while doing so, go to patreon.com/MLM pod, where you'll get exclusive podcasts like Engage with Nicolas Cage, the Toku Reading Corner, Talking About Beyblade, and the Podcast That Be. A lot of those start with T's. Then you can also, that's just $5 a month, but if you're a $10 a month, you get exclusive streams and watch-alongs, also play-alongs. I'm playing Figure It Out along with the contestants. I'm having a great time over there. Also, $10 patrons get shout-outs on every single free feed episode, so let's begin with that, starting with Steve F. Don't know if he's still in the chat, but oh my God,
Steve F,
Steve.
Hey People Guy, hello.
We appreciate you. Then we have Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour.
Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour. Hello.
We have Alex Z, the Waz.
The Waz.
Kayla, a.k.a. Two Grapes.
Two Grapes.
Tyler Wright. He's just my friend.
Just your friend Tyler Wright.
Elliot W., who is at Garlic Sunshine. And
at Garlic Sunshine on Instagram.
Jordan B., the Chaos Witch.
The Chaos Witch. Thank you so much for being $10 Patreons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been Corwyn.
And I've been James.
And I've been
Chelsea.
Bye.
Bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.